Sup, y'all rowdy rockers. We are here. Moonbeamless. It's me and the Bull Shark. Here, live Cigar Federation Pipe Dummies, episode 26. Smoking that Briar Fox. So Moonbeam can't figure out how to use email because he's a fucking retard. So we just started the show without him because he's a fucking ass. So with that being said, my favorite co-host, Bull Shark, what's happening?
Not much, man. Excited to try this one out for once.
I actually have smoked this. This is actually the reason I got this is I actually call out to the Nothing from Cigar Federation. He sent me some Briar Fox from 2013. So I'm smoking stuff. It's not super aged, but it's aged a little bit. And I got to tell you, out of this tin, out of this jar, this shit smells like raisins.
Ow! That burns.
Get the crotch?
Yep, a little bit. Oh, boy.
Well, dude, when you're the Bull Shark, you should be able to swim out of the freaking way.
Well, that's it. I did, and that's what the remnants that hit me is.
The remnants?
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good word.
It was like a comet going towards my crotch. So
a comet of fire going towards the Bull Shark's nuts, man.
Yeah,
watch the fuck out. What the fuck, man?
Here's a rookie mistake. He a little bit overpack. So when you pull in that first pull, that you do the char light and get it down, it kind of, you know how it billows up. Well, it Mount fucking Vesuvius me.
Mount Vesuvius me. For those watching at home that don't know Mount Vesuvius was the volcano in Italy that destroyed. Was it? Don't tell me the city, Pompeii.
Right.
And the other, do you know what the other volcano is that's right in the same area that also erupted? Or no, the other city that was destroyed other than Pompeii.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
It's not as well known as Pompeii, but it was also destroyed.
I know. I could see it in my head. God damn it.
Am I going to stump the Bull Shark in some history?
I think, yeah, because I can't remember it. I don't remember.
It was Herculaneum.
That's right. I knew it was something Hercules.
Yeah, it was Herculaneum. Hey, you want to hear a really fucking funny story about my wife before we get started? So let me just preface with, I love my wife, but sometimes I really wonder about her level of intelligence. So we were playing the history game last night. She's like, I want you, before we went to bed, she's like, I want you to rub my eyebrows. I got a headache. And I said, honey, I'd love to do that for you. But what it's going to require is you answering every time you answer a correct history question. I'll rub your eyebrows for 30 seconds. And so we started out with there were somewhat complicated questions, right? Like, who were the two ancient superpowers that fought in the Punic Wars? So for those watching at home, Bull Shark, you know the answer?
Mm-hmm. Rome and Carthage?
That is correct. And then the next one was, how many Punic Wars were there? There was 3. That's correct. So I was asking some pretty tough questions. Then I started getting down to some easier ones. I go, who were the Allied powers in World War II? I think that's one of those questions you see like on, when people go out on the street and ask people like, hey, what's the motherfucking Moonbeam? Nice to goddamn see ya.
Did you get my last text? Jeez.
No, I didn't. We fucking started without you because you can't fucking show up for your job on time. You're docked half a day's pay.
I can't get that SigFed email is the biggest bitch I've ever dealt with. It never.
Do you realize I use that email every single day and it works just fine for me, but it doesn't work for you?
It doesn't. I had to finally find it on my phone and forward it to myself, but I couldn't forward it to myself from my cigarfederation.com email server. I had to change the from to my .me server to send it to my .me server to get it. Like, son of a... It wouldn't freaking go.
Like, did you go to email.cigarfederation.com and log in with your username and password?
No, I use it through my mail on my computer. It's easier for me to use my phone.
Why don't you just go to mail.cigarfederation.com and do it that way? Because I bet you wouldn't have as many issues.
I don't know. It usually works fine, but every now and then in the last month or so, I've been having tons of issues with it. I don't know what they changed.
Well, we started without you, so we're in the middle of telling a story. We're telling a story about how I'm going to. So I asked my wife. I was like, so who were the Allied powers in World War II? And motherfucker, she was not able to answer that question. It was quite shocking to me. And I even broke it down. I was like, okay. She goes, the U.S. I go, yeah. And then she goes, Germany? I go, no. I go, no. I go, who did the U.S. quote unquote fight during the Cold War? She's like, Germany? I said, no. I go, Stalin. And she had no clue, man. She had no freaking idea. And then I called her stupid and we got in a big fight about it. But needless to say, you would think, doesn't everyone know the answer to that question?
No, I think you'd be quite surprised by that.
I'm just really freaking surprised. Moonbeam, do you know? Did you know that?
Which part? I knew that Cold War was against Stalin and Russia, and I know that the Axis powers, I may not get them all right, but I know it was the U.S.,
Are you wrong?
Well, British, and then wasn't China actually in with us on that one?
China. God damn it.
All right, we got to buy a fucking Moonbeam a book.
Okay, Moonbeam. There's a famous picture.
I just watched an aerospace video on the World War II and the aircraft with the Nazis yesterday. So
I know. Okay, can you name... Okay, we've realized you can't name the Allied powers. For those watching at home, the Allied powers, there's a famous picture of the three main superpowers. So France was technically in the Allied powers, but they don't count. The three people that actually counted was the USA, Great Britain, and Russia.
And
now,
where's that picture was taken you were talking about?
Wasn't it in Versailles?
Nope. How could it be in Versailles?
That's in France.
All right, good job picking up people not knowing shit.
It was in Malta.
I don't know where the fuck it was taken. I know that Stalin's on the right, FDR's in the middle, and then what's his face? Churchill's on the left. I do know that. But okay, here's another. So Jared, for you, who were the Axis powers in World War II?
Germany.
Okay.
Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I know Germany and Italy, but
got those right.
I'm probably not going to remember the third one.
You should. December 7th, 1941.
Oh yeah, Japan.
Okay, good job. Then who were the respective leaders of each one of those countries?
Let's see. Well, we know Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, Italy was. I don't want to sound stupid. Got a name popping in my head, but I'm not a history buff. Was Italy? Okay, am I just crazy, or was it Mussolini?
Yes, and
I got it.
I would say that was the name popping in my head, but I'm not sure. And then
that's correct.
Ooh, I do not think I remember Japan's leader at the time.
I don't know Japan's leader. I just know he was the emperor.
Emperor Hirohito.
Yeah, I didn't know it was there.
Yeah. That sound. Now you say it, that sounds right. But the other two, I could actually remember.
Well, I'm glad it sounded right.
Well, it sounded familiar. It wasn't like that doesn't sound right. It was like that kind of sounds like I remember. You know.
See, you sign on to learn about pipes, you learn about World War II history.
No.
See, I don't worry about the leaders and the countries. I worry more about the aircraft. So that's more of where I am.
Well, that's where my email address comes from.
I don't know if he's ever seen that email address.
It's Spitfire 1940.
Yeah, I've never seen that
Even
address.
though technically it should be Hawker 1940, not really so much Spitfire. It's the Battle of Britain. 1940. Where the misconception was that the Spitfire was the main fighter for the RAF at that time, which it wasn't. It was a Hawker Hurricane. Did most of the damage. But nevertheless, I think the Spitfire is sexy as fuck, so I used it.
I don't really know much about the Warcraft. I know a little bit about tanks, but that's about it.
The aircraft's all I ever cared about.
I know it all. I love World War II history. Is really, really interesting to me.
I've got
like
a few
H
flight
mystery.
games of dogfighter, World War II type aircraft, and found out, was it last weekend, that my stepdad's grandfather, I guess that's back from World War One, flew for the RAF.
That's
And
not uncommon.
flew
American
the Sopwith Camel.
Oh yeah, World War One. Yeah,
Yeah, way back, biplane, machine gun mounted on the front there.
That's
And
legit.
apparently, he was saying about he shot down him and some other guy shot down some Austrian, that's what he said, fighter ace. Shot him down, went down, stole the machine gun off his plane, and took the Iron Cross, cut it off the canvas, brought it back, and they still have it.
wow, that's badass.
Yeah. Yeah, my stepdad's uncle's the one that has it. I'm like, man, if I could get my hands on that, that stuff is like priceless.
Oh, there's a prize.
Oh, well, yeah, but family-wise, not.
Mm. That is true.
I mean, who else is, not very many people probably have the Iron Cross canvas cut off a World War One, fighter plane.
An unnamed World War One fighter plane.
Well, they probably know the name. I don't know it. He was just telling me about it because I had no idea that actually had happened. But it's probably named because the guy was actually an ace. He was pretty well known apparently at the time during the war.
Do you know what it takes to be an ace?
I actually do not.
Ben, do you know?
Yes, I do. 5 kills, confirmed kills.
That is correct. That is true. Oh.
I'm curious as hell as to who this damn ace was. You said that you're.
You sure it was? You sure it was Austrian?
I'm not absolutely positive. He was telling me, and it was something like that. But it's hard to really say because I said it's not. It's my stepdad's side, so I don't know it as well. He was just telling me about it.
Hmm.
Really? So
Seriously.
somebody opens the garage door, and I don't know if she opened it or he opened it. Because somebody can open doors now.
Yeah, Callaway was opening doors today.
Okay, no, he opens. You have to lock deadbolts, or he opens doors.
Oh boy.
All right, say hi. Hi, Connor.
Hey, buddy.
Now you got to go to bed.
See you later, homie.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, homie.
Yes, the deadbolt wasn't locked on that one.
Since we were talking about World War II fighter planes, not really fighter plane, but aircraft. Do y'all know what the daring raid early in the war was? Who did it and the name of it?
Yeah.
That bombed Tokyo.
Don't tell me. Damn it! I was about to tell you.
Tell me what?
It was the bombing of Tokyo where they had a bunch of planes and a bunch of them went down.
Yeah, who was it? Who masterminded that, and what was it called? It's kind of easy because it's the same thing.
Well, I don't know the name of it, but I know what it is.
Jimmy Doolittle.
Oh yeah.
They flew B-25 Mitchell aircraft off of carriers, which is the first bomber off of a carrier that size. Was almost impossible. They bombed Tokyo successfully, scared the shit out of the Japanese because they didn't think they could be bombed.
Yep.
It actually changed a little bit of the course of the war for Japan, knowing that they could actually be bombed by Americans. And why that brought that up was, you talk about World War I fighters for Americans. The American Air Force wasn't invented yet, so most of the Americans flew for either the RAF
That is true.
or for the French. And the most famous fighter unit in World War I for Americans was called the Lafayette Escadrille. And one of the members of that famous fighter squadron was Jimmy Doolittle.
There you go. Bull Shark dropping knowledge like it's hot.
Like it's a new Kanye West album.
Dropping knowledge like it's hot. Bull Shark watches. How much History Channel do you watch?
Too much.
I do too, man. But dude, I swear to God, History Channel in the last 10 years with all their reality shit has went downhill.
I know it's getting on my nerves. It's less reality. I mean, less history than it is like just random TV shows. Which some of it I find interesting. Kind of like like they got a lot of this, the Curse of Oak Island, where they're doing the Oak Island stuff.
I don't know anything about Oak Island, even though I've seen the show. Not seen the show, but I've seen the previews for it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And we're going so far off on a fucking tangent about pipe stuff, but Oak Island
this is a variety show, Ben. This is like the top 40. We talk about whatever we want.
Well, we're definitely fucking doing variety tonight. But Oak Island is a island off of Nova Scotia in Canada that has always been rumored as a place where treasure was buried, whether it was from Captain Kidd, Spanish pirates, Portuguese Knights Templar, all kinds of theories. Because in the mid-1700s, late 1700s, I can't remember which one it was, some young boys, when they were teenagers, were playing on Oak Island. They went to this area where they found like a kind of a crusted up pulley on a beam above a depression. So they started digging and digging and digging, and they got to this like about 10 feet down or 20 feet down. They got to this platform of wooden planks. I'm like, that's weird. So they kind of busted through it or whatever, went around it, and they started digging and got 20 more feet down or something like that, got to another one. Anyway, they started digging all the way down. They got around, I can't remember, it was like 60, 70 feet, and they found this stone tablet that has some inscription on it.
I think I've seen that, and it was wrapped in like the roots of the tree because they tried to say that the kids were actually had planted it there.
No, this is different.
Is this different? Okay.
Well, anyway, on the island, they also had, there's other markings on the island. So there was a huge stone boulder that was near the edge of the ocean that had a bunch of carvings on it. There's one that's part of it still there. It's actually
a 90-foot stone.
Yeah, it's a huge stone, but so in early, like I think it was early 50s, early 60s, they had this guy was a big construction guy, had a big construction company, and he was trying to do this treasure hunt. And he came in there with a bunch of huge equipment and just started bulldozing stuff, digging stuff out, destroyed a lot of evidence, a lot of, stuff that museums will kill to, have. So they lost a lot of markers, but they have another little piece of it that was in the, it's in like a little museum just off of Oak Island on the mainland. And they found like there was a cross that was made out of stone, big boulders that was pointing towards something. And a lot of little weird shit like you would read from the Da Vinci Code book kind of shit on there.
That's cool. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, anyway, when they had that kind of stuff on there, that's kind of cool because it's a reality show, but it deals with history. Like the new one's called The $1 Billion Ship. It's about the RMS Republic that sank, and, they're kind of trying to bring it back up, and it supposedly carried, well, this is very interesting, they actually supposedly carrying what's today is $2 billion worth of gold.
Whew.
It sank in 1909, and the theory is it was not labeled on the ship manifest, never was talked about, and whenever the ship sank, there wasn't a whole lot of fanfare. They didn't discuss it or nothing like that, but a Royal Mail ship was like a ship that was, a luxury ship, but also was very sturdy. It was hard couldn't really sink real easy. It was very fast, and it had the best of the sailors and captains and officers on it. Anyway, it sunk just off of Nantucket Island, off of Massachusetts. And usually those Royal Mail ships also, not only they carry mail from England and the U.S., but sometimes they carried really precious cargo that needed to make sure they got from point A to point B. But when this one sank, the governments of England and America kind of just like made it go away. Didn't really talk about it and stuff, and it kind of killed off all the media, fanfare about it and all that, because they rescued everybody on it except for two very wealthy, well-renowned members or people that were on there, Americans and stuff, but they're the only casualties on there. But anyway, so they're refining it. And the theory is through historical documents, they found that it was kind of like $2 billion in gold in today's money. And it was supposed to go to the Tsar of Russia at the time. So basically, they were sending money to the Tsar to fight off the Bolsheviks and bolster that. So if that money would have got there, we might not have had a Russian Revolution. Might not have had, a Lenin, a Stalin. None of those would have ever existed, and we'd have a whole different type of European history right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but that kind of shit that's on history, I'm okay with. But if it's something that has nothing that pertains to history whatsoever, no, I'm out.
You're out.
Yep. I like my clients that
Man.
I've let go out here.
Dude, I don't know what you, but I'm digging this Briar Fox, man. It's got a little bit of strength to it, and dude, even though it's got burley that'll bite you like a little bitch, it's actually pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. And dude, it's burning like a champ, but this is only like the first relight I've had to do.
Mine's burning quite well.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it is very, very tasty. I really dig it. But it is one of their more well-renowned, blends that they've had. So,
You think so?
According to Tobacco Reviews, it is.
I mean, it's definitely popular. I mean, I'd say that Haunted Bookshop is pretty popular. Morley's Best. What's the other one that we're gonna smoke? Crowley's Best is popular. What's the other one?
Old Joe Krantz.
Yeah, Old Joe Krantz is popular. I mean, it's popular tobacco, but damn, being for a Virginian burley, and that's it, that'll bite the shit out of you. This is unbelievably smooth. I'm kind of surprised.
It's got a super nutty flavor about it.
It's that burley, dog.
I mean, it's it does bite me in with the tongue a little bit, but not bad. Like I don't even but I just puffed away at it pretty hard just now. But just the slightest little bit of bite on the tip of my tongue, but not even enough where I think I got to take a swig of water or anything. It's like just what?
It's nice.
It's tasty as hell. I really like it.
And the moisture level out of the tin was great. And I like it because it's a crumble cake, but it's not like a wannabe flake crumble cake where you're like, it takes you a fucking Swiss Army knife to chop the shit apart. You know what I mean? It crumbled no problem. It was beautiful.
Broke up great.
There's Moonbeam adding value tonight, showing up late. I don't even know why we have him on the fucking show.
Well,
should we take a poll? Should Moonbeam be on the show? Everyone text your answer to 42424 and say, fuck Jared, a.k.a. Moonbeam.
That's fine. Boot me off.
No, you're going to...
It's an hour of life that pays me nothing in advance.
What the fuck are you talking about? See the wall behind you? Turn around.
No, I see it. I can see it on my screen.
Okay. Without yours truly and meeting Bullshark, which is all because of this show, you'd have no pipe tobacco to smoke, my friend.
I have some. I bought some. I haven't bought enough to fill myself.
According to you,
this show wouldn't need this much tobacco.
The stuff that I say don't even count because it's Boone's Farm.
It is Boone's Farm. It's all bullshit.
It's great Boone's Farm.
Why you get so worked up, Moonbeam?
Me? You're the one who automatically said, I boot you off the show. Let's go. You're out. Take a vote. Put it on. I'm like, all right. Boot me off.
Yeah, your shit's not even working. Your camera, all you are is an image of a little eagle. That's it.
Yeah, and everybody bitches about it, but I can't tell you anything because you'll just say, fuck it. You don't care.
Because I don't care, Jared.
Well,
there's a lot of things I don't care about in this life, and one of them is the people that watch
anything
the
is
show.
not me, myself, and I.
That's pretty much true, man. I'm a very selfish person by nature, but you already knew that. Oh, shit. So anyways, let's get back to kicking
we'll find out
Moonbeam
next week
off
if I'm voted off the island, I guess.
You're voted off Oak Island.
I'll send you all that pipe tobacco back if you want, but
Briar
keep
Island.
my mason jars. It'll just be in plastic baggies.
You would not send all the pipe tobacco back, Jared. Don't get your panties
If you
in a
want
twist.
to.
Just put
Don't
it
get your
all,
goddamn panties in a twist. We're just fucking with you, man.
just dump it all in one giant Ziploc bag.
To be a mix.
I wonder what that would taste like.
You can have a special show right after I leave. It's called the Moonbeam Special. You can just smoke it all of it mixed.
Just think about you and how much we miss you.
Yep.
It'd be a sad show, Moonbeam. The day you're not on Pipe Dummies is the day that I quit.
It's also the day nobody can call me Moonbeam again because it's the only reason I brought up the name.
This is true. But have people started referring to you as Moonbeam?
Only in
Like more
reference
often?
to the show, but not much that I've caught.
Hmm.
And it doesn't need to catch on either. It's not a very catchy name. I don't care for it too much.
Oh, it's catchy.
Oh, it's fucking catchy, Moonbeam.
Nah.
If you say that you don't like it, it makes it even worse for you.
You know, you gotta say like, I fucking bathe in that shit. I am the motherfucking Moonbeam. Then no one would care. You know what I mean?
It
So let
doesn't
me ask
bother
you.
me. I just don't care for it. I'm like, Moonbeam, whatever.
It amazes me. I mean, I never met your dad, but like just knowing your mom, like it just amazes me that would be your name.
It amazes me knowing both of them that either one of them would have ever said that.
I know. It's amazing to me. Hey,
My dad wasn't some crazy hippie.
I know that. I mean, your mom's a little
Mom's more of a
crazy.
hippie.
She's fun. Your mom's awesome.
Oh yeah, she calls herself a hippie. They're not your standard hippie, but they're the hippies according to themselves. So
Do they live in Austin?
Nope.
they live in LaGrange.
It's close, man. It's like Hippie Hollow. It's only like an hour away.
I thought that's what Austin was Hippie Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
No, there is Hippie Hollow in Austin, and my wife used to rent a house like literally about a quarter of a block away. And then there's too many drug addicts, so she moved out. But there was Hippie Hollow. Austin's weird, man. It's a good place, though. But, on a separate note, Moonbeam, you'll never guess what I watched on TV. Movie.
What would you watch that I wouldn't guess?
No, it's something you would guess because you
Oh.
love me.
Did you watch Spectre?
I did. I was quite disappointed.
Really?
It was
Oh, you got it.
not that good.
Really?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was meh.
It was meh. Like, I mean, of course, the special effects were good and the plot was good. Like, all that was fine. But, like, dude, like, and I've never read the books. I don't even know if there are books.
Well,
but like,
Spectre doesn't have a book. This is new stuff.
But like,
after Casino Royale, it's new.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no more books after that. They're having to write these themselves.
Well, no wonder it sucked because the end was like, I'm quitting. Like, I'm going to go off and marry this broad. Like,
yeah, which I agree. It's kind of annoying because he did the same thing in Casino Royale.
I know, with Vesper.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it seem like he's not coming back. I mean, it was kind of stupid.
But you know he's coming back, so I don't know.
I don't know, dog.
He's done it a few times. Well, Daniel Craig more than likely isn't coming. Depends on who you listen, which interview and which place you listen to. He says he's done, but in the beginning he signed 5 contracts. Well, a contract for 5 movies, and this is 4. So he should have 1 more, but apparently he's trying to get out of it. He's done with it. I don't know what's going to end up being, but
which I don't get. Which
he was a great Bond.
We've had this discussion already on here. I think he's probably the second best Bond ever, by far. Only Sean Connery is better.
Roger Moore.
Right up there, yeah.
No, I think he's better than Roger Moore.
No.
I like him. Yeah, Roger Moore was my James Bond.
Well, Roger Moore was mine too, and Roger Moore was a lighthearted, and he never was really any real danger. It was pretty easy for him. He made it pretty lighthearted and funny, but it was good. It worked.
But to me,
Craig is a pretty rough, gritty, dirty Bond. But
when you think of a James Bond type character, he plays it perfect. You know, like the Heath Ledger Joker. That is the perfect Joker. You will never they should never cast anybody for Joker again because it's going to be shit compared to that. Daniel Craig is basically like that, but this movie, Spectre, just kind of seemed like it was kind of jumbly. I don't know, like it didn't flow to me. Like it wasn't a natural progression to me. It was just kind of like a lot of mumbly bits that kind of just was stuck together, and it wasn't smooth. I don't know. It wasn't a bad movie, but it was probably the Quantum of Solace to me is the one I hated the most.
Everybody hates that one, and I actually really like Quantum of Solace.
See, the one that I liked.
Which one was that?
The one with the was it Argentina or Argentina?
Oh,
and,
it's the water
Solar.
dude.
Yeah,
He was part of Spectre.
Yeah, he was. Casino Royale was utterly amazing. Like that was one of the best Bond movies ever made.
Oh, it is, and nobody will argue with that. That is the best, especially as far as the new ones go. Daniel Craig's that was the best one.
It's definitely the best Daniel Craig movie, but I think it could be on probably the best Bond movie.
Yeah, that you wouldn't be in a small class of people that would agree with you.
But
what's your favorite Moonbeam?
You know what disappointed me the most about Spectre? It wasn't a movie, because there was a lot I liked about it, because it brought back a lot of classic elements.
Well, it tied a lot of things together.
It started with the gun barrel, which people were really pissed was gone for a while.
Yep.
It showed you where Ernst Stavro Blofeld came from.
Yep.
It showed you where he got the scar. It showed you where Spectre came from. It brought back all kinds of classic elements to tie around from the beginning back together. But my most disappointing part, I thought about it the whole time I watched the movie, the first time I saw it in the theater. The soundtrack, I felt like I was watching Skyfall.
See, I think Skyfall is the second best Daniel Craig movie.
Oh, that Skyfall is pretty good.
Skyfall's good. I'm not complaining about that. The soundtrack in Spectre reuses so much of Skyfall, I felt like it was the same movie.
Well, also
I didn't even notice that.
The theme song sounds a lot like it too. And I think it's the worst Bond theme. Who was it? Sam
Smith.
Yeah, terrible.
It is the worst theme song ever. Outside of the movie, I can't stand it. In the movie, I can take it because of the title theme. I can take it. I can deal with it. It's still the worst, but I can take it in the movie.
Yeah.
I've tried to, I have every single theme song. I have every Bond soundtrack there is. Every piece of music you can get in James Bond. And I listen to it. I do not listen to Sam Smith's song. Period.
Who's Sam Smith?
He's a British pop star.
You know, that's why I don't know him.
It's horrible. And I listened to a couple of podcasts and a couple other little shows, and that's the general consensus. People hate it. I mean,
Adele's was one of the best ever.
Adele's was great.
Skyfall was a huge hit outside the movie. Like, people that don't know anything about James Bond or didn't even care loved that song.
That's true.
I think it was number one for a while.
She channeled some Shirley Bassey in that all the way. Classic Shirley Bassey. Shirley Bassey.
I don't know who the fuck Shirley Bassey is.
Oh, come on, dude. She sings like all the great Bond songs.
Dude, I don't fucking dick all over like freaking this shit like you do, man.
She has done the most James Bond theme songs of any singer.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can't believe you.
You said what?
And you would know her if you'd heard all the songs she did.
That's probably true. So back to what we're here to do. What do you guys think of the back?
Yeah.
I really like this. I mean,
Me too.
Like I said, it's really nutty. I got a lot of nice, sweet nuttiness about it. I get a little bit of like a dark fruit, kind of like a datish, figish kind of a note, you know, and maybe a little bit of cocos every now and then.
I did in the tin. Remember when I was smelling? I was like, it kind of smells like raisins a little bit, you know. But it doesn't have a top, or it says it doesn't have a topping, which I don't know if that's the case or not. But
I don't taste any topping.
I don't taste it.
I think it's a really good Virginia, though.
I mean, some of the things I'm seeing is people don't think there's a lot of Virginia. I'd have to agree. It's not super sweet by any means. It's definitely more burley.
Burley forward, yeah.
Absolutely. But I mean, it's a good quality burley. I mean, I've seen some things where people were saying it tastes like cigarette tobacco. I mean, I've smoked my share of cigarettes in my life, and it does not taste like that.
I've never smoked cigarettes, so I don't have any clue.
I don't know.
But I tell you, the room note does have that cigarette-y quality. So I could see that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see it. I mean, all burley is I mean, vast majority of burley is used for cigarettes, just because it's it's a nondescript tasting typically, and it's got a high nicotine content or higher.
Which I don't think this doesn't seem high nicotine to me though.
I'd say I give it medium plus in the strength category.
I'd give it medium, yeah. Look, I definitely wouldn't. This wouldn't be my morning smoke, but but I know what would be.
Oh, look what we got there. But you got to tell them what you did, man. The deal you struck.
Well, I had as most of our viewers know by now, I go to Houston every so often because my wife's working temporarily there. And I go hang out at a cigar shop called the Smoke Ring in Clear Lake in Texas. And I love it there. It's a really good cigar shop. The people there are really cool. It has absolutely the best freaking coffee I've ever had there. That is non-Nicaraguan made in Nicaragua or Dominican made in the Dominican Republic. It's the best coffee ever. So I got real friendly with the guys that run the shop, and just before I went out, we were supposed to go to the Dominican Republic, and that fell through. So I decided, well, hell, I took that time off, so I might as well just go ahead and I'll go to Houston and spend the Valentine's Day weekend with my wife. So while I'm talking about doing that, I told my friend, I said, hey, I'm going to be there Thursday. I will come to the cigar shop because she don't get off work till 9. It takes me 7.5 hours to drive here. I was drop my son off at school and drive straight to Houston. So I should get there around 4 o'clock, 4:30, something like that, depending on traffic, because Baton Rouge is a motherfucker to drive through. I hate that place.
Baton Rouge got bad traffic?
That place. Because there's one way to go to Baton Rouge. You cross over the Mississippi River to go on I-10. And there's one way. So it chokes up nonstop, dude. You're always sitting in traffic. It's fucking hell. So it usually takes me a little bit longer. But I said, hey, I'll be in the shop around 4:35. He says, hey, by the way, I got a guy here, his professor, that has a whole lot of, he has some pipe tobacco that he wants to get rid of. It's old pipe tobacco. I'm like, so you interested? I'm like, fuck yeah, let me know what he's got. So he gives the guy my phone number and my email address, and he emails me this collection of pipe tobacco that he's had because he actually went to Harvard, and while he was at Harvard, he worked at one of the big tobacco stores up there. And before he left, he bought up a whole bunch of the original Murray's Diehl, but right when they were changing from Murray's over to Orland. So he said, yeah, I got a bunch of it. I don't want to sell it off because I've got too much of it. I'm just sitting on it. I could use the money or whatever. So I said, yeah, let me look at it. So he sends me this picture and a PDF file of all of this pipe tobacco. It's like, yeah, you can have it all for like $3,000. It's like, fuck. That's way more than we can use, or we need, especially my wife would shoot me in the dick if I could spend that much money on tobacco. So anyway, he had some Penzance, a really old Penzance, some Margate and Soda Bed, Dunbar Esoterica. He has a couple of cans of Dunbar of Diehl, Aperitif, My Mixture 965, and he had 4 cans of Diehl of the early morning pipe, and I bought all of that. And he had 1 can of Nightcap that I bought, and I was gonna keep this, but Logan claimed it first. So, in all fairness, he gets it.
I did. No, I got to send you that money. I got to do that right now.
No rush.
But, dude, I'm pumped though. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever open up that can of Diehl. I may or may not, but I will say that probably 1 tin of the early morning Pippa will probably get opened up and sacrificed to science.
Yeah, I'm thinking I will too. Like, originally the guy told us, and he gave me a set price on per tin. He's like, well, if you take, because you said you wanted 2, and I just wanted 1 tin, and I wanted 1 tin of EMP and 1 tin of Nightcap. And ended up, he's like, well, if you take all 4, I'll give you a better price. I was like, and I text you, so I said, hey, do you just want 2 or how many you want? And I didn't hear from him, and I said, fuck it, I'm just going to buy it all now. I'll either keep 2 tins or whatever. I'll do something. So I bought 4 tins, and I'm kind of glad I did, because what I'll probably do is like you, I'll probably keep 1. and I'll probably open one and smoke it.
Yep.
Because this is probably my favorite out of the Dunhills. Is this? It's already more.
That's probably my. Well, I don't really like 965 at all, but Dunhill Nightcap's my favorite, hands down. But early morning pipe, I heard that like the Murray's version is like spectacular compared to the Orlick and or the Scandinavian tobacco version.
Well,
and we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm gonna do because I'm such a nice guy?
What's that?
Send some to motherfucking Moonbeam.
I thought you was kicking him off the show just a minute ago. Which one is it?
Like I said, don't ship it until you find out whether I'm voted off the island or not.
Jared, even if you were voted off, I'd tell everyone to go fuck themselves because you're not going anywhere. I just like giving you shit because normally you handle it really well, but tonight for some reason you're not. I'm not really sure why.
Well, it just kind of depends on when you catch me. I'm real bad at threats, and that came off as real quick as a threat. It's like, all right, fine. Vote me off, I'm gone.
You think that was a threat?
He needs a Snickers bar.
He does. He's hungry.
Angry.
Get him some stroopwafels.
Dude, a fucking shit, man. I need to get some stroopwafels. I'm going to be in Nicaragua. I need to take some stroopwafels down to those fucking clowns.
You do. Don't forget my stuff.
I know. Dude, I need to remind me, when you send those tins to me, remind me, and then I'll send you back a bag of that Penzance.
I love you so much right now.
I know, dude. I do. I'm never going to smoke it, so why wouldn't I do it? Because you love it so much.
It's my favorite tobacco ever.
I don't know, dude. I'm kind of digging this Briar Fox over here.
Yeah, I do like it. I mean, I've kind of I've been getting away from Virginia blends, though. You know, I mean, I've been smoking so much English lately that I think I'm an English smoker now.
I'm definitely in the English category, but I will say is that I'm not a big Virginia fan at all, period. But like, and Burley, I think, can make a blend really good or really bad, right? If you use it right, it can be great, but most Burley kind of tastes like shit to me. But this, for this being two components, is pretty fucking tasty. It's one of the more complex blends that I've had, other than Lancer Slices that just uses Latica and some Virginia. Other than that, two components, it's fairly complex. For a pipe tobacco, at least.
Yeah. My favorite Virginia Burley, though, is still Hades Delight.
Oh, we're going to be... I didn't like... Really? You like Hades Delight more than this?
Yeah.
Hades Delight's got a bunch of other shit in it, though. Right?
It's a bunch of other deliciousness.
I don't know, man. I thought that was kind of a muddled mess.
It has unflavored black Cavendish in it, as well as the Virginia and Burley.
Maybe it's Cavendish that I don't like.
Oh, this is Perique.
Maybe it's Perique that I don't like.
I guess there's no fucking Burley in this. I thought this was Virginia, Burley, and Perique. And I knew it had Cavendish in it, but I thought it had Burley, but it don't say nothing about Burley in it.
Some Burley squirrelies.
I don't know. This is my go-to. I like this shit a lot. Obviously, I got a big-ass tin of it.
It's true. How do you keep your shit organized? Do you have like a cellar? Like, do you go to tobaccocellar.com and keep track?
No.
Shark and or Moonbeam?
No, but I need to. There's that pipe tool that Smoking Pipes has got going on. They're building now.
Yeah, I didn't like it as much.
Well, I paid that little first fee they wanted you to pay to be a member or whatever, and I did think it was so small. But I haven't used anything to catalog all my shit yet, and I really need to do that because it's like talking to that guy, the professor that I bought this stuff from. I'm like, he's like telling me this. I'm like, oh, I got a tin of that somewhere. I don't know where to fuck my shit. I've got to organize my pipe tobacco, but I don't really know how I'm going to do that right now. And I still got to get a pipe stand because my pipes are just laying all over this table. That's not good either.
Yeah, I got mine. I have like one little small like 10 count rack or something. I need to get like a triple decker that holds like 30 pipes. Not that I have 30 pipes, but I'm growing to that.
Well, I do too because I'd like to have, because I like to keep them separated with my English and Virginia pipes.
Yeah.
And then my corn cob / aromatic pipes. So a three tier would be okay.
Boonsies.
They're delicious.
Mm-hmm. Got to put some deliciousness in there somewhere.
I mean, an aromatic pipe tobacco, its smell is what got me into this in the first place. Cherry flavored something. I don't know what it was. The guy was smoking, but it was cherry flavored. I don't know. It smelled awesome. That was a long time ago. Back when I shot archery. But it smelled great, and I thought, I need to try that out. So, let me tell you how badass that old man was. He would shoot archery smoking a pipe. That's unbelievable to me. I mean, have either one of y'all shot archery, shot bows, or anything?
I used to play with them a lot.
Yeah, we talked about that.
No.
Well, I don't know if you can see it. Well, whenever you rack your area, you pull it back. Your hand comes back and it finds usually a spot on your cheek or behind your jaw. Like I loop my thumb like that and I go behind my jaw like that. It kind of just keeps you steady so you can swivel. So the string's coming right on the corner of your mouth like that. So this dude is shooting like that with a pipe hanging out this side and just
no joke.
Yeah, badass.
That's pretty awesome.
That's a man's man.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
I put that up there with people that can dip snuff or chew tobacco and also drink something at the same time.
That was me.
I used to dabble in snuff a little bit, but I never could drink and dip snuff at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to because your fucking mouth would get so dry from the snuff. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be like drinking like beer, but it would be because I could never drink alcohol and dip. But like if it was like a Coke or a water or a tea or anything other than alcohol and or milk. Ugh, milk was disgusting.
I don't even want to go there.
Sounds horrible.
It does.
Dude,
That sounds. Oh, the worst story ever. Me and my buddy, we're gonna go squirrel hunting, right?
Oh, God,
He drove this little white Nissan pickup truck. And anyway, we had a spit cup. At the time, I wasn't dipping, but he was.
Oh, I know where this is going.
He was dipping, spitting the cup, or whatever. And to get onto his uncle's property, we got to turn off the road. We got up to this big gate. He had to get out, unlock the gate, swing it open, and drive through, and lock it back. And so he stuck the spit cup up on his dash, right, kind of wedged it between the window and the dash. It was pretty solid. But he got back in the truck, drove in, got back out, locked the gate, and forgot to get it back down again. So we're driving down on this dirt road, and we hit this big rut, right? So the truck was boom like that, and when it did, that spit cup tilted and spilled all in his defrosting unit.
Oh, dude.
That was the worst smelling truck. I would ride in the bed of the truck. I would not get in it because they couldn't clean it out. So it was just that most rancid, nasty, utter shitty smell like death, like a rotten corpse from like 20 days in the Sahara Desert or something, rotting in the sun, getting bloated. That would smell better. It was terrible. Oh, absolutely terrible.
I got a story about a dip cup, which is fucking awesome. And I can't believe I'm even going to tell this story on air because it's kind of unbelievable. But so a girl I was dating in college, so I dipped all the time, right? So I was at my apartment in college, and I had dip cups. Lynn, you ever seen the movie Signs, how that little girl leaves cups of water all over? That was me in dip cups, dog. They were fucking everywhere. Every table, every nook, cranny, whatever. So basically there would be always one on my little nightstand. Well, the girlfriend at the time and I were getting a little frisky, and I accidentally kind of knocked off a dip cup on the floor. So I put, I was wearing like a white shirt or something. So I threw it on the ground, to kind of soak up the thing while we were still going at it. Well, time goes by, 30 seconds goes by, and I fucking blow my load. Well, the girlfriend at the time reached down to get a rag to wipe all the fucking jism off of herself, off her vagina, and reached down and gets the spit cup soaked rag and wipes it all up in her vagina, dude. Smelled like straight Copenhagen, dog. It was delicious.
This segment brought to you by Vagisil.
So there you go. The only reason I told that story is because you can't see my face. But that's a true story.
This is not a wife-friendly episode, is it?
Yeah, I feel like this is like I feel like a priest in a confessional right now.
Dude, that was hilarious, and I only remember that story now because you started talking about dip cups.
Let me ask: did you ever get hard up for a dip and you didn't? Your can was empty, so you reached into a dip cup and kind of like went around the edge?
No, God, no.
Tobacco?
No, God, no. God, no. Like there would be times when, like, because dip was not cheap. Even back in the day, it wasn't cheap. No. And I remember there was times when I'm like, damn, I'm down to my like last dip in this can, and what I would do is I'd recycle it. So I would spit it out back into the can and let it dry out a little bit, and then fucking put it back in later.
What was your brand?
It changed like 2 or 3 times. Like originally it was, I mean, when I first started, it was whatever I get my hands on. And then when I could get it consistently what I wanted, it was Red Seal Wintergreen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that shit was good for the price. It was like half the price of Skull, and it was fucking good. And they had bigger tins too. And then after that shit completely tore up my gums, and my dentist, fucking asshole dentist, back in high school and college, like it was in high school and I was dipping. So he obviously, I mean, he's not an idiot, right? He's a doctor. I mean, he's a dentist. He's a professional. He knew I was dipping, right? So when we did the X-rays, like he's like asked my mom to come back out and sit in the waiting or come back and while they read the X-rays or whatever. Motherfucker told my mom that I dipped right in the middle of the fucking exam room. I'm like, you motherfucker, Dr. Bailey, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So he narked on you.
Fucking doctor-patient confidentiality out the goddamn window, I'll tell you that. But so it was Red Seal Wintergreen, and then after it ripped up my gums pretty bad, because I will say if you dip and you're not using like the pouches, it'll tear your shit up something fierce. All that fiberglass. So then I switched to wintergreen pouches. I did that for a while, and then until the time I quit, which is about like 7 years ago, was pretty much purely Copenhagen pouches.
I didn't use the pouches that much because to me I just couldn't get any much flavor out of it. It never tasted right. But I was a Copenhagen guy. But my cousin, he's a big dipper. I'm assuming he still dips now. He's a captain on an offshore fishing boat. And when it hit the one he smoked. I mean, he dipped Copenhagen too. But the one he switched to was a cheaper brand that I thought would taste just as good. It was called Timberwolf. You remember Timberwolf?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That shit. That was pretty good.
Yeah, Timberwolf wasn't bad. I mean, there was a lot. I mean, it was different. Like, I'll say this. Is like compared to the pipe tobacco / cigar market when they have knockoffs, you know what I mean? In the skull dipping world, the knockoffs aren't that bad. If you get like a knockoff or a cheap version of a pipe tobacco, usually I think it tastes like shit.
Yeah, I agree.
I dipped one time. One time in college. Said, nope.
Didn't like it? Make you sick?
I got a little woozy because I've never smoked anything. Period. I was in college. I'd never had any tobacco ever in my life.
What about weed? No weed?
Nope. I've never smoked weed in my life. I'd never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Same here. I haven't either.
What?
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I tried one dip. It was about 2 minutes before I was, whoa, just cut in my gum. It hit me. I said, nope. I threw it out. Felt sick for about an hour. Got over it. Said, yep, I'm not going to play with that.
Yeah, that's the thing, is if you can get over that initial kind of like, woo, the shit gets real.
I never puked with it, but I got the very first time that I dipped Copenhagen, and it's fine cut.
Oh, I hate fine cut.
So whenever I put it in the first time, it
went everywhere.
Fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was in a movie theater, and I was like, oh, God damn it. I was like, just dug in my mouth the whole fucking movie, trying to get all that shit out from everywhere. Because at the time, I couldn't keep it in one little spot, but
Yeah.
now it's just like, done.
Yeah,
But I haven't done that, and I graduated from college in 2000, so it's been since then. So
you haven't dipped since like 2009. And I have to say my life is definitely much better without it.
It was a big turnoff for the chicks, so.
Well.
My wife doesn't even know I dipped.
She does now.
No, she doesn't. She don't watch this shit.
If she doesn't, make sure she doesn't watch this episode. Because she's going to think I'm like some kind of like vile motherfucker.
That would be like every episode, right?
I don't know. That story was pretty raunchy.
This has been a pretty raunchy episode anyway.
This is true. I mean, we earned the explicit rating on iTunes for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, and Shadow Bates.
Yeah, he's going to Nicaragua with us.
Yeah. Well, his wife happened upon in the garage during that little bit, and was laughing at you. And then when he explained who you were and that you were the one going to Nicaragua with him, she just told him good luck.
No, yeah. Well, that's probably true.
No, it's true. Good luck. But
well, good luck. I mean, hell, I'm the one that set up the goddamn trip. Listen, lady, Mrs. Shadow Bates' wife, that's back in the day when I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Now I'm much older, wiser, and responsible. I don't do shit like that anymore.
Now you're just dumb, full of cum.
Now I'm just, yeah, exactly. I'm going to be, no more babies. So.
Oh, God, no.
No more babies.
No.
I will say, though, is that Callaway is super cute. And she's doing a lot of super cute shit. Like today, she can start to say her name a little bit, and I'll say, "Who's Callaway?" and she'll point to herself. Where's your feet? And she'll point to her feet. I go, where's your knees? And she'll point to her knees. Like, it's kind of amazing all the shit that she kind of knows, but you're like, how the hell did you learn that? It's kind of amazing.
He does a lot of things. He'll do that. Connor will do Mama, Dada, Allie, Bridget, Connor. He knows all those people. He knows when we leave each morning to go to work, he'll say, bye Lola, which is the neighbor's dog, and bye Jess, and bye Thomas, which is the mom and the baby over there.
Okay.
We turn left. That actually goes bye Stella, which is the dog at that house. And then he'll say bye to Taylor and Shannon, which are two girls at another house. He knows all these people.
He knows all the dogs.
He knows the dogs like heartbeat, no problem. He was playing with the clock on one of his toys yesterday. He was turning the big hand and saying minutes.
No shit.
And I'm like, how do you know? I haven't taught you the clock yet, but he knows minutes. And he saw the other clock. He doesn't say clock. He'll go clock, minutes. How do you even know minutes? We haven't taught you that yet.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
On one of the learning shows or whatever, That's
probably true.
But he's watching stuff like Paw Patrol. They don't teach you the clock.
You don't know, man.
Yeah, they could reference it on Paw Patrol. I love Paw Patrol.
I haven't seen it yet. I've watched most of them because we got to watch them at night and put them to bed. But
Paw Patrol's awesome. You get him on Clifford. Clifford the big red dog. Oh, awesome.
I've never seen it.
He's all Paw Patrol. That's it.
Paw Patrol's good?
Oh, it's very, very, very good. Yeah, it's really cool. It's little bitty puppies that you got a cop puppy, firefighter puppy, whatever, bulldozer puppy.
I know way too much about those damn dogs.
I do too. I mean, my son's 7. He don't even watch Paw Patrol anymore. I think it's just for babies now. But I think it's still good, to be honest. So.
I think it's still pretty damn good myself. Yep. I'll tell you what, we've been watching, tearing the shit up. I don't know if you guys, you probably aren't into it, but dude, the motherfucking Lion Guard.
What is that?
Dude, it's the new version of the Lion King. It's a cartoon. It's got his son, Simba's son, Kion, and he's like king. He's like Lion. Dude, it's awesome.
I saw Aiden caught the last bit of one episode. He was like, "Oh, that's so cool," but I haven't really seen it again. Like in the morning, one of our ritual in the morning was I get up, I wake him up, I turn on the cartoons. Usually it's Transformers Rescue Bots in the morning time, and then I go make you breakfast while he's kind of waking up,
Right.
and I'll fix him breakfast. Then I'll go get ready while he's in there eating his breakfast, watching. Usually it's a, like I said, Transformer Rescue Bots or Paw Patrol or something like that. So yeah, but he usually the morning and when he comes home, sometimes after school after he does his homework, he'll watch a little bit. But that little bastard's watching YouTube videos about Minecraft right now. That's his big thing. So
that's freaking awesome.
I got to, just because Connor freaked me out last night. So most of his stuff is space related. He has spaceships and rockets and planets and pajamas with it, and Tina painted some pictures that are pretty damn sweet with rockets and planets and stuff on it. Well, above his changing table, he has some stickers on the wall. Some are planets, some are stars. Some look like Saturn, some are they're weird colors. They don't look like actual planets, but they're planets and stars. Well, he's also got a little rocket ship that sticks to the wall. And he likes to say, rocket, rocket. And he points at it, and he just loves the little rocket. But last night I was changing his diaper before he went to bed. He was pointing his rocket. He goes, rocket. I said, yeah, rocket. He goes, rocket, back home. It's like, rocket. What was that? He goes, rocket, back home. Back home? So I stand him up, and he goes, rocket. And he goes, home. And he points to a planet. It's like,
oh, that's cool.
Rocket back home.
That's cool.
Where are you from, kid? That's kind of weird.
Dude, that's pretty legit.
It was, but it was kind of freaky. He's like, what do you mean back home?
That's cool that he's into all that. I mean, I'm kind of a nerd. Like my close friends, my family know the reason I went to engineering school was because of Star Trek: The Next Generation. No shit.
God.
I don't know if it was supposed to be that funny, Logan.
No, it's fucking hilarious.
Honestly, that is exactly why I went to engineering school, because Star Trek: The Next Generation was different than the original Star Trek, because this one was about exploration, and they talked about a whole lot of scientific theory in all the shows, and it's legitimate scientific theory. It's not like Star Trek 5 is kind of make-believe. It's actually theorems that are being worked on now. They got some of the science actually from NASA consultants and all that. So a lot of it's stuff that we're learning about now. So that got me into it. And I tried. Aiden's kind of into it. Like we went to Johnson Space Center. I geeked the fuck out at Johnson Space Center. It was embarrassing for my wife, I'm sure, but you should take him to that, dude. I mean, even he's small, I know, but they got so much stuff there for kids, even his age. Little kids. It's crazy.
I mean, my aunt used to work at NASA. She worked on the Mars project.
That is.
So I have some signed photos of the Discovery shuttle taken off that are signed by all the astronauts and everything.
I tell you, there's something it's another one nerd tidbit. This weekend when I was in Houston, where my wife is staying at now is right near Johnson Space Center. So we went to eat at this. They had an Indian food buffet, and here we don't have Indian food. So I know the couple times I've had it one time. I thought it was amazing. So I thought, hey, let's go here and let's check this out. We got a buffet, so we try a bunch of different stuff, and it got real high ratings on Yelp. But so we went there, and I'm eating, and it's full of freaking NASA engineers and scientists. The whole place is. The table sitting right next to me was engineers for the International Space Station.
That's tight.
Yeah, so I'm trying to have a conversation with my wife, and she knows this, but I wasn't paying attention to her, because I'm listening to what these guys are talking about the International Space Station, absolutely going, so cool.
That's awesome.
So cool. I told her, I was like, if we move to Houston, I'm going to do everything in my power to go work at Johnson Space Center.
That's tight, dude.
And if we do that, we're never leaving. We're never moving away, because I'll never get that. Because to me, getting a job at NASA is different than getting a job like we all have now, where we're kind of just making money for other people, basically.
Right.
But to me, when I see if I get a job at NASA, it's a higher purpose. You're doing something for humanity, basically. So
fucking aliens, dog.
Yeah.
Those motherfucking aliens.
Yeah, go work on the SETI program.
I did, man. I'm just kidding. No, I didn't. Just kidding. All right, so we're up against it. Let's give our ratings here, dummies. So what do we got? Let's just recap it because everyone fucking forgets. 5 stars, stock up. I'd purchase multiple ounces for smoking and age. 4 stars, keep it in the rotation. Purchase enough to keep it in the rotation. 3 stars, when it's on sale. Wouldn't pay full retail, but I'd purchase it on sale. 2 stars, only when it's free. I'd smoke a bowl if it was a free and I had nothing else. 1 star, never again. Wouldn't smoke it, even if it was given to me for free. And I had nothing else to smoke.
Well, I always go first. I'm not going first this time.
I give it a 4.5. It was quite delicious. For what it is, I don't really like burleys. The burley is extremely impressive in this blend. It's nutty. It's got a little bit of earth to it, but it's fucking silky smooth. It doesn't bite, and it's definitely burley's forward. But with the Virginia's, had just a touch of sweetness to round it out. I mean, honestly, I haven't found too many pipe tobacco, and I'm not even a huge pipe tobacco fan. But I honestly, this is going to sound crazy, Bull Shark, and I want to see your face when I say this, but I'd actually probably rather smoke this than Penzance any day.
Yeah, you're fucking mine. What?
For sure.
Uh-uh.
Yes, sir.
All right, you just stop talking now. Okay, Jared, what do you think?
I'm not that high up. I get a lot of the burly nuttiness. I have some of the sweet Virginias, but it has this tinge to it. It's not nearly as silky smooth as Logan's getting for me. It burns well. It's not bad, but I get this tinge that I don't really care for.
He's smoking vintage shit compared to us.
I am smoking shit that's about 2-3 years old, though.
Okay, well, that might explain it, as long as you didn't send me your old shit.
I did not.
Okay, well, maybe that's the difference, because mine has some, well, I guess tinge is the best word. It's not so much of a bite as I can feel it when I'm smoking it, and it's not nearly as smooth. It's not bad, but I'm more in the 2.5 to 3 range. I'm almost at a 3, but I'm almost a little bit lower. It's not bad, but it would definitely have to be on sale.
So what would you give it, a 3.5?
He said
that's more than 2.5 to 3. I mean,
whoa!
Yeah, no, it's just not doing it for me.
All right.
I'd give it a 3.
You guys are fucking nuts.
No, and here's the reason, because that little tinge, it's got that almost like a slightly like a white pepper sharpness, kind of like so it's not really a bite, but it's kind of like almost a slight astringent quality.
Yeah, I think we're getting the same thing.
Yeah, but this is interesting too, because it's like, okay, Logan, you're smoking one that's only 2-3 years old. That's not really a lot of time on a pipe tobacco.
No, not really.
But there's a vast difference, obviously, between what we have, which is new production, very new, to what you're smoking now. So, I mean, I probably actually would go 3.5, just because I gave it the half because of the ageability, obviously, of this, because obviously it ages quite well, quite rapidly. So, and I do like it. I like that it. I mean, I'm not a fan of Virginia Burleys at all. They're okay. This one is one of the more exceptional blends I've ever smoked. This of Virginia Burley, and I like that it gets a little bit harsher at the end of the bowl. Which, I mean, obviously the aging is probably, you don't get that. But to me, it's a little bit harsher. But for the majority of the bowl, it's got a real nice sweet nuttiness about it. I get that kind of like a dark fruit, kind of like almost a little bit of a plummy, raisiny, datey kind of thing, and a slight hint of like a cocoa, like very slight, especially at the beginning, but it goes away halfway through the bowl. It's gone, but it's very tasty, and I would definitely I'd get some to put away a little bit, but not a whole lot of it. I mean, it's just not something I would grab for all the time, and it's no fucking way I would take this over Penzance ever in my life.
Yes, sir.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Oh, absolutely.
No, it is good, but it's not that good. Let's cool your jets a little bit.
Slow your roll there, Sparky.
Well, maybe we just try some more age stuff. Maybe I'll stick this in a little jar and put the date on there. Because where's my fucking bag of this? Here it is. So it doesn't have a date on it, but I'm sure you just got this.
I think I got it in the fall for you guys. So, but I don't know how aged it was when I got it because it came in bulk.
I'm because it's a bulk. I'm sure it's not
Super
that
old.
old. Yeah, I'm sure it's still 2015 vintage. But I mean, you got 2-3 years on yours, and just got that much. I'm curious now. Like I probably won't smoke any more of this. I'll probably tin this, and in about 3 or 4 years, I'll come back to it and check it out.
I mean, I thought it was quite tasty.
I
Even having 2 to 3 years on it.
I think it's tasty, but like I said, I'm not really a Virginia Burley guy, so it's kind of hard for me to give it too high of a rating. But to me, it's probably one of the most outstanding Virginia Burleys I've ever had. Put it that way.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's the amazing part is that you were giving it such a low rating, and it's one of the best Virginia Burleys you've had.
Yeah, it's just not my style. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I could see the quality of it. So that's why I said 3.5 and not like 2.5 or nothing. Because I mean I don't know. It's good. I would definitely smoke it again. There's no doubt. Like I would smoke another bowl tomorrow. It's not. Not that I don't like it. It's just I don't like a whole lot of burley, and this has a whole lot of burley in it.
It does.
But I definitely am curious now to age this and try it later. I'm very intrigued by that. So I'm definitely gonna put some up. I might even probably buy 10 and just put a whole 10 up and mark it. Like I do a lot of this shit.
There you go. So, with that, everyone kind of crapped all over one of my new favorite pipe tobaccos, but that's okay. So, we're going to be taking off next week. Daddy and AK Logan's going to be in Nicaragua, hanging out with Shadow Bates. Sorry, Shadow Bates' wife. I hope you don't care that we're hanging out. But we are. And yeah. And following the next week, we're going to be coming back. I believe it's the 1st of March, Tuesday. We're going to be coming at another Cornell and Diehl favorite, the Pirate Cake. And then we'll be rounding out the next week, the 8th, with Old Joe Krantz and probably some other stuff. But anyways, that's it. So any parting words, Moonbeam and or Bullshark?
Nope. Just smoke what you like.
Smoke what you like, dog. All right, that's it. All right, motherfuckers. Have a great night. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Later, bitches.
Thanks for stealing my fucking sign off, you fucking cunt.